You asked for an instruction on the famous Yarneater blanket, and here we go. This beautiful pattern is derived from a stitch named Catherine's Wheel, and it consists of 2 rows only to remember. You will see it's much easier to crochet this pattern than it looks. I'm working with a gradient yarn that spares me from changing colors. You may change colors every 2 rounds, or you may use a gradient yarn as I do here. We start with a magic ring of 3 single crochets only. Close the ring with 1 slip stitch into the first single crochet. Second round starts with 3 turning chains and a cluster of 4 triple crochets into the same stitch. Yarn over twice, pull the yarn through 2 loops and again through 2 loops, and keep 1 loop on the needle. Repeat this 2 times, 2 more times, always leaving 1 loop on the needle, so not finishing the triple crochet. After 4 triple crochets you have 5 loops on the needle, and you crochet them at once. Chain 1 and chain 3 and 1 slip stitch into the same stitch. Now we have 1, let's call it a leaf or a petal, and you work 3 more. Chain 3, a cluster of 4 triple crochets or treble crochets, join them, chain 1 to fix them, and chain 3. Repeat 2 more times for a total of 4 petals or 4 leaves. Finish the round with 1 slip stitch into the first stitch. Round 3 is very easy. You just work 10 double crochets into the tips of every petal. Find the very tip of the leaf or of the petal and work into it 10 triple crochets. One, it's a little tight. 3 normal triple crochets, no clustering. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One slip stitch into the same space where you put the slip stitch of the previous round. So 1 slip stitch over the slip stitch of the previous round, and again 10 triple crochets into the very tip of the next petal. Repeat this and end the round with 1 slip stitch into the slip stitch of the previous round. Round 4. Now you have to turn the work and work 4 slip stitches into the next stitches, working only into the front loops, into the loops facing you now. 1, 2, 3. I work only 3 here, but you should work 4 to be on the right place. And now we start a cluster of 7 triple crochets, starting with chain 3, working the first triple crochet from behind, wrap it around the 3rd triple crochet of the recent petal of the previous round, work from the back around the triple crochet of the previous round, leave 1 loop on the needle, work the next one around the second last triple crochet of the petal and the 3rd one around the last triple crochet of the previous round. Work the 4th one around the slip stitch from back, wrap it from back around the slip stitch. I need to find the right spot to put my needle in, but you see it clearly where to work the stitch around. That's the 4th triple crochet, not finished, for clustering later, and work the 5th one around the first triple crochet of the next petal of the previous round, and the 6th one around the 2nd triple crochet, and the 7th one around the 3rd triple crochet of this petal of the last round. Now you should have 8 loops on the needle, work them at once, chain 1, chain 3, and 1 slip stitch into the last stitch. So we filled the jag between the 2 circles, and next we work a corner, a cluster of 4 triple crochets, chain 3 and work the same, wrap from behind, a cluster of 4 triple crochets around the next 4 triple crochets of the previous round. 1, 2, 3, always leaving 1 loop on the needle, 3 and 4. Now having 5 loops on the needle, work them at once, finish them at once, chain 1 and chain 3, and 1 slip stitch into the last stitch, worked from back as well. And again start over, filling the jag between the 2 circles, chain 3, and now again a cluster of 7 triple crochets around the last 3 triple crochets of this petal, the 4th one around the slip stitch of the previous round, and 5, 6, 7 around the first 3 triple crochets of the next petal or circle. Now having 8 loops on the needle, work them at once, chain 1, chain 3 and 1 slip stitch into the same stitch, into the last stitch. Next, one corner, a cluster of 4 triple crochets, and continue like that to the end of the round. You end the round with a corner, a cluster of 4, finish at once, chain 1, chain 3 and 1 slip stitch into the last stitch. So it already forms a square. Round 6 is to remember easily. You work 6 triple crochets at the tip of the side half circles and 10 triple crochets at the corner half circles. No, it's normal triple crochets and not clustered. So 6 triple crochets at the very tip of the side half circle, one slip stitch wrapped from back around the slip stitch of the previous round, so you see clearly where to put the stitch around, and 10 triple crochets at the very tip of the corner half circle. 10 normal triple crochets, no cluster. Repeat this to the end of the round. Slip stitch from the back, and finish the round with 1 slip stitch at the end. So you could finish this element already and work separate squares and join them at the corners of the half circles, but the real thing of this Yarneater blanket is to continue in rounds. Now we start round 6 and you always repeat round 5 and 6. And you would change colors. If you have a unicolor yarn, you would change colors every second round. We continue turning your work, working 4 slip stitches into the front loop of the next 4 stitches, 3, 4, turning the work again, chain 3, now a cluster of 7 triple crochets worked around the last 3 triple crochets of this petal or half circle of the previous round. Work the 4th triple crochet around the slip stitch of the previous round from the back, wrap from the back, and the last 3 triple crochets around the first triple crochets of the next half circle of the previous round. Finish 8 loops at once, chain 1, chain 3, 1 slip stitch into the last stitch, wrapped around from back, and fill the next jag, chain 3, and another cluster of 7 triple crochets like the one before. Chain 1, chain 3, slip stitch into the last stitch, and then for the corner an extra cluster of 4 triple crochets, chain 3 and 4 triple crochets from back around the 4 middle treble crochets or triple crochets of the previous, of the corner circle of the previous round. Chain 1, chain 3, slip stitch into the last stitch, and continue with the next cluster of 7 for filling the jag. So this is approximately 15 to 16 centimeters crochet with a hook 4 millimeters, and if you look at my skein now, there's not very much left, so you know why it's called the Yarneater. For a baby blanket I would use microfiber yarn for less weight, because it also becomes rather heavy. And if you look at the back side, you see Catherine's wheel. Ta-ta! So it has two beautiful sides. Enjoy!